All right, Charlie 5. Let's talk a little defense.
Let's do it.
Position group that I think is very intriguing. I really think all three levels of the defense are intriguing, and I'm not just saying that. But let's talk defense or linebackers, excuse me. So Cam Riley and Wesley Steiner were the main two. And then we had Eugene Asante, the North Carolina transfer, rotating in and out with those guys. Obviously, Owen Pappoe is gone, so it's not really what it's going to look like, but it's giving us some information. It also sounds like Owen Pappoe is very involved in practice, which is expected. He's going to be a captain on this team, you would have to think. So, what kind of information do you pull from Cam Riley and Wesley Steiner being the first two, and then Eugene Asante rotating in with the absence of Owen Pappoe?
Well, I mean, I guess that gives you at least a look at your pecking order right now. It looks like you got, I don't know which one, I don't really know hacker position because we run nickel so often, like how those two in the middle are interchangeable. Right. Like, I don't know if like Wesley Steiner plays more of Owen's role, and like when he pops out, Owen pops in, but Cam Riley is the lock in, or if they're interchangeable. I don't really know exactly how that works, but it kind of there's a little bit of a pecking order that you can see where sort of Eugene Asante, it's understandable. You're coming in from a new system, you're kind of learning. Those guys have been here for several years, so. Sure. But boy, do I want Cam Riley on this football field. I want that child on the field. I want all 6'5", 230 of him standing there in the middle, ready to break face masks. And I just picture a rangy 6'5" dude and Owen who can literally run anybody down from anywhere. And it just seems like that could be a dynamic duo right there in the middle. What do you think?
I think it's going to be beautiful. I think it's going to be wonderful. When reports came out that we saw Cam Riley getting reps at edge, it's just like, what is about to happen with this guy? And I don't really know the answer to that, because that just tells me that they're going to put him on the field, and they're probably going to put him on the field on third down, which is exciting.
Oh, yeah.
Eugene Asante, I've watched a little bit of his North Carolina stuff after he committed, and I watched a little bit more about 2 weeks ago. And he doesn't seem like the same kind of linebacker as what we think Cam Riley is going to be, and really Wesley Steiner. And so I don't fully know how they're going to use him. I think he can be athletic, but if he's not just kind of in the middle of the field, like trying to clog a gap, I mean, that's just how they used him a lot in North Carolina based on what I've been able to pick up. So I don't know exactly how they are going to use him.
Yeah.
But that's an intriguing name for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just who gets the final nod, like who's going to be standing there beside Owen. And another thing reading this list is like Cam and Wesley are pretty dang good players in and of themselves. And then Eugene was a starter at UNC for quite a while, and they've had a fairly decent you got a pretty deep linebacker room. Like we lost some last year, and we thought this year we might be struggling, but kind of have a little bit of a you got some options there.
Well, we said that last year, and then one of them got hurt, and then they were all playing like 80 plus snaps a game. So I don't know if that's actually true.
Yeah, you got guys that got experience. Like you got multiple guys that have experience now. So that can, you could find some silver linings there.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Let's talk just for a second about the edge, guys. There was a lot of video put out about the edge.
About an hour.
Eku Leota.
Unit.
Absolute unit, man. That guy's a unit. He's so big. He seems to me that he is moving so much better. And obviously we've talked about how much bigger he is. Derek Hall looks like an NFL pass rusher. Like physically, he just looks like an NFL pass rusher.
He looks like an avatar. He looks like an avatar to me. He is just a creative player. All 99s, it looks like, with a lot of wristbands. He is he's just a freak. He's a freak.
And he knows it. So he's like, I'm going to pull my jersey up and you're going to look at me. I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I'm going to. I guess I am. I don't know. And then Dylan Brooks looks good.
Yes. Physically, body has changed. physically for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't look like, I guess he's a redshirt freshman, right?
Yeah.
So doesn't look like a redshirt freshman, looks like a fully developed player. And so I can't wait to see what that rotation looks like. I mean, I would assume on third down, you got Derek Hall and Eku.
Yeah.
And then, you rotate Dylan in. Can you move any of those guys inside? Probably not. I mean, on third down, I'm just thinking like who scoots inside, because early downs, you're probably more likely to have like a Zacchaeus Walker in there for different reasons. I think he's pretty versatile. But I mean, there's just so much they can do with this defensive front. And I mean, props to Coach Jimmy. I mean, he is coming in with a ton of toys to play with. So I can't wait to see what Coach Brumbaugh does.
It's just it's nice to have what seemingly multiple options to be able to rush. In the past, it seems like we only have one guy, or and now you can do multiple things. And I love a 3-4 defense because it lets you get a lot of bigger, fast, rangy guys on the field that can get after the passer. And I love that room, man. I love that. I love Dylan, the Eku Leota, and then you got Derek Hall, the leader in there. And those dudes, a lot of I mean, they kind of they all kind of have a similar body type. I mean, Eku's a little bit bigger. Eku's a little bit bigger because he's a unit. But
absolute unit.
But yeah, that's a good group right there. That's a good 3 solid pass rushers right there to have.
Yeah. I mean, I think Dylan and Derek look more like guys you would stand up, like 3-4 outside linebackers. And I think Eku to me looks more like a 4-3 defensive end.
He does. That's a great. He does. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It's not to say that he can't do both. It's just that's what he looks like, and I think him being an absolute unit is a big part of that. And then you just talk about these dudes, and it's like freaking Kobe Wooden is on the inside of all of that. It's gonna be fun, man, because you can't double team any of them. You can't double team Derek Hall ever. And he's gonna get a lot of sacks. So, anything else on the defensive side of the ball that you want to talk about? Any kind of notes or anything that you saw in a clip or anything?
I'm trying to think. I'm actually looking at them right now, and just
actually, Charlie 5. I know where we need to go next. We need to go to. We haven't talked about this since it happened. Brian Harsen doing the gritty. Can you break that down for me?
Oh man, I saw the video and he put a really good effort in. He had several examples of how to do it right before he did it, and you know what? He went out there and did it, and more human, I guess, human feeling to personable to his players. Good for you, Coach. Good move there.
Yep, and props to Auburn's marketing team for getting that video, and then they even sent it out on their media email list where like, here are all the pictures of Harsen. Like, you have to use these. Like, it's crazy. It's awesome. It's awesome. They're pushing it. They're pushing him as being more approachable, and I think it's great. I think it's really, really good. And so I think he did fine. I think he did fine on the execution of the gritty, and I am in no way an expert, but I was into it.
I'm with you. I'm not an expert on the gritty, but you know what? I liked it. So good job.